In today's episode, we'll be asking the question of what happens when you overcome imposter syndrome and suddenly everything you've ever wanted can happen right in front of your eyes. You won't believe your eyes. This is Speak on Stage. Okay, good to see you. Welcome back to the show. Lots to go through today. And literally, it's all about your misgivings, your hang-ups, your challenges, and the things that stop you from moving forward. We're talking about imposter syndrome. Now, I did promise to address this over several sessions, and this one is going to be just analyzing what the challenges might be. Now, if you're wondering, where does that fit in with me, Dave? What's this imposter syndrome you're talking about? Surely that's not a thing. Surely I haven't got it. Well, trust me. Every single person you know in some way or form has got imposter syndrome. And it's that little bit that holds you back and stops you thinking, I'm amazing, I can do brilliant things with my life. It's a little voice that sticks in your head, and instead it tells you this: you're not very good. And you're going to make a fool of yourself. And everyone's going to laugh at you. I've told you before, don't do it. Sit there, do nothing, stick with where your level is. Don't go outside your comfort zone, because if you do, then nothing's going to move forward and you're going to be fine just staying where you are. Now, that would work in a normal world, but the big problem we've got, and this is what everyone's finding, is that that's not where the world is. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So have a quick look at this diagram. This is about mindset. I don't actually need to ask you. If you look at the percentage here of people who like to live in their comfort zone, thinking, okay, we'll be fine, don't worry about it, listen to the voice inside you, I'm surviving, I'm not doing well, I'm a little bit scared, we're getting by, play it safe. That's 98% of people. 2% of people go for it. They go for their dreams, they like change, they get excited, they get things wrong, but they get things right. And even if they're worried about stuff, they throw themselves into it. They jump and grow wings on the way down. It's so important to think like that. If you're not thinking like that, you're missing out on huge opportunities. What opportunities are those, Dave? Well, let me share with you exactly what they are. The comfort zone is here, but the magic happens when you decide that you're going to really do something special. And all you have to do is this: learn to jump and grow wings on the way down. You'll leave behind every single person who's complaining about my life's a bit rubbish and I'm not getting what I want out of it and all the rest of the stuff, and you start moving forward in a way that most people can only just dream of. Does that make sense to you? Are you with me on this? Good, fantastic. So let's go back to today's show: how to crack imposter syndrome and unleash your authentic success. This is Speak on Stage, by the way. My name is davecrane, as you probably worked out. And if you just joined the show, then welcome to it. Special gift for you here, as I always like to give away something. A couple of things to share with you here. First of all, this is a special gift that all you need to do to get this is just get your phone, wherever your phone is, hold it up, get the QR code, and press the yellow whack-a-mole button, which moves around quite a lot. And then when it shows you where it is, just go and register, and you can download this book. This is 10 strategies guaranteed to fast-track your career. And it goes through everything from getting over imposter syndrome, how to grow your brand, how to speak on stage, how to actually do social media when your company says you're not allowed to. You can do it in a way that gets them to go, actually, well, I'm glad you do. Because what you do is you flatter them, you talk about how great they are, and they go, oh, I quite like that. That's okay, you can carry on. But meanwhile, you grow your brand at the same time. Sneaky. So it's got 10 different strategies that are really powerful for you. And also, we're currently just coming to the end of How to Be a Business Rockstar, which is the latest 5-day challenge here in our Turbocharge Your Career 5-day challenge. And one of the great things to share with you, by the way, and again, QR code this, have a look, join the group. It's absolutely free to join this one. In fact, to get the PDF that I showed you earlier is absolutely free. One of our members in this group, and we've got over 350 people in our WhatsApp group already, it just grows all the time, said to me the other day, said, Dave, I just want to send you a message to say thank you very much. I was, what about you helped me to get over imposter syndrome, and you told me to value myself and not devalue when I talk to clients. So she said, well, what's just happened? I've just closed a deal with a very successful man and his team. They're going to be hiring me and my team. And I said, that's wonderful. I said, they loved it so much. When I did a proposal, they actually turned around and said, we're going to hire you for another 2. I went, okay, what's that worth? She said 2.5 million euros. Not bad. Join the group. Seriously, join us now and you'll get some insights that are going to change your life. If you can't wait that long, then go to our upgrades page and I'll fast track you into one of our other programs as well. But this is free and this is a great starting point. Just participate and we do 5 days of activity every month and a chance to connect with some of the biggest and best brains from all around the world because we truly care and that's what we do. Okay, so welcome to the show. That's enough of a plug for that. Let's get straight into where you are. As always, when we do a show, please talk to me wherever you are in the world. Say, hi, Dave. Tell me where you are. Tell me what time it is. Tell me questions. Ask me questions all the time. And if it's a replay, then you won't get me to answer. But I will go back over it and I will leave comments because there are several replays. It's all a replay after this live broadcast. Okay, that makes sense. So today is about understanding that if you've got imposter syndrome, the way to get past it is to prove trust and credibility. And you got to do it on two levels. You got to prove you got trust and credibility to yourself. And then once you prove it to yourself, you can prove it to other people and they will follow you as a direct result of that. What does that mean, Dave? Prove it to yourself. Well, everything starts in your own head. Everything. Your physicality, your relationships. If you don't believe in yourself, then nobody else will. But if you believe that you can do stuff, if you believe you are worth it, if you believe that you spend time with people and their lives will become better, but they should also pay for it, then what you find is they believe it too. And it's not just a straight look at me conversation, there's vibrations involved in it as well. That sounds rude, it's not meant to be. When I think about vibrations, what do I mean? Well, when you go to a rock concert, you know when you get that buzz because the artist's about to come on stage, you go, whoa, or before Christmas, and you get those nerves kicking in, or your birthday, or Eid, or any celebration where Chinese New Year, or Diwali, there's lots of different things around the world, there's lots of different cultures, and when they're just about to happen, you know, you're going to connect with your family, you're going to get gifts, you're going to eat, you're going to celebrate, then you start to feel a buzz. Well, that buzz is tangible, and you, like a battery, like a light bulb, can send out buzz to people when you walk in a room. Have you ever been in a bar or a restaurant or an event and somebody walks in and there's something about them you can't take your eyes off? You don't know what it is about them. They just got a buzz, a way they carry themselves, a level of confidence, or it could be the opposite. You look at them, you look away, just think, well, it's a zero person. You do carry around the vibe. You do carry around a Wi-Fi code that people can connect into. And when I go on stage, I've become an expert at working out the Wi-Fi code of my audiences, and that's what allows me to connect with them so easily. And you're thinking, what does that mean, Dave? Let me share with you a video of what it means to be able to connect with an audience. Let me show you, oh, this is all right. Sing Bohemian Rhapsody in front of 50,000 people. So you get the basic idea. I won't play too much of that because it just looks gratuitous. And by the way, if you are going to Dubai Rugby Sevens this year, have a wonderful time. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing event. So I did it for about 20 years, and that's us doing Bohemian Rhapsody, which we did every year, and it worked really well. The Wi-Fi code that you create with an audience, with a relationship that you create, starts inside. So a couple of weeks ago, I did my first stage hypnosis show for 6 years. Yes, I did. And I went on stage at the QE2, which is now based in Dubai. That's the Queen's old boat. It's massive. And I went to their special theatre. We had about 200 people there. Did 2 hours of stage hypnosis comedy. And it was amazing. If you've not seen my shows before, let me just show you a little clip of what happens. This is from another show, but you'll get the general idea. Let's have a look at this.
Two people who are getting married in the very first ever experience of intergalactic marriage. What's your name? Okay. You can speak English as well. So what's your name in English?
Tomasz.
Tomasz. Okay. What's your Martian name? And in Martian, what is it you're doing on Mars? Okay. Now, if I can get you to stand here, because I need you to translate for me. You have this beautiful Martian wife. What's her name?
Anna.
Calm down. So,
Anyway, I could show you more of that, but you have to go and see the show yourself. We'll probably be doing it all the way through Christmas as well. And that's the QE2. Details will be in my LinkedIn profile, or if you Google Dave Crane Hypnosis Show. Now, why would he show the hypnosis show clip, Dave? Because when I went to do the show, I was really worried. Didn't tell anybody. I was really worried because I've not done it for 6 years. What if I forget stuff? What if I get it wrong? What if people don't get hypnotized enough to be able to do a show? So you put things in place and you move things forward and you work out what you can do to minimize things going wrong and maximize things going well. And then you have one extra element in it, which is the ability to jump and grow wings on the way down. When you got that in place, it means that you're able to understand and believe in yourself. And that's what I did, and my show worked really well. So that makes sense to you? Good. Because the one thing that's probably missing for you in all your success is that ability to believe in yourself, to trust yourself, give yourself credibility. And that's what we're going to be talking about on today's show. I love your feedback, by the way. If you're enjoying the show, let me know. Give me lots of likes and comments and shares, and tell your friends that they should be watching this. And by the way, if you've got friends who, as well as you, could do with a little bit of a boost because they've just started a business, or they're going for a hard time, or they've got challenges and they seem a little bit overwhelmed, this show is dedicated to helping them to feel better. So make sure they know all about it. Okay, so I mentioned there, jump and grow wings on the way down. That's my mantra. That's all about how I do things. It's very important to be able to understand what that means. That means taking calculated risks. Looking at where you are, I want to be over there. I want things to happen, but I'm not sure if I can do it. But if I work out everything, what could go wrong, what could go right? And here's an interesting concept, and I've talked about it last week on our live Friday session, which we do at the same time on a Friday. But that's a LinkedIn audio that everyone's invited to come and join me on stage and talk and chat and throw questions at me, and I throw questions back as well. It's a bit like a pie throwing competition. But it really comes down to you understanding where it is you are and what it is you want to do. Because jumping and growing wings on the way down is saying, I'm over here, I want to do something better, but there's loads of reasons I might not get there. But what you can do, rather than being devil's advocate, and we're trained to look for danger, we're trained to think of negative stuff, is become the angel's advocate. What does that mean, Dave? Well, supposing instead of poo-pooing an idea because you want to just be on the safe side, you support the idea. Try this in a board meeting. Try this the next time you've got a voice in your head that says it's not going to work out. Say, well, what if it does work out? What would happen there? What would I have to do to support it and make it into reality? And your brain, which is a supercomputer, will turn around and say, that's a really good idea. All that would need to happen is this, this, and this. And suddenly, before you know it, you've got a success on your hands. That's why the people we watch on TV or on the news and go, wow, they're so lucky. There are a number of different factors that go into it. And one of the major factors that goes into it is they just do what they say they're going to do, what it says on the tin. So jumping and growing wings on the way down is so important for you with that. Okay, so then you've got loads of credibility, which comes from the people you've worked with. Who have you worked with since you left school? Who trusted you, who invested in you, who got experiences that helped their lives better as a direct result of you. Find out. And you're saying, well, I've stayed in my same job since leaving school. Okay, but did you work for the same clients? Same boss, same people? Where did they go on to? Who did they work for? You have got this access to all this credibility. For me, I worked with the Prince's Trust 30 years ago before leaving the UK. There's King Charles when he was a Prince Charles in those days. And there's me looking very innocent. That's me with a green jumper on holding, I don't know. It looks like, Oliver Twist. Please, sir, may I have some more? That's what I look like. Not quite Oliver Twist, but there you go. And the commendations from King Charles, Prince Charles at the time. Worked with lots of big stars, blah, 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 big names there. You recognize some of them, blah, 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 blah. What proves your worth? What can you turn around and say, you know what, people buy into me? Is it your family? Only your family? Start with that. Is it your cat or your dog? Start with that. Somebody somewhere believes in you. And if you're going, but nobody believes in me, Dave. I haven't got a cat, I haven't got a dog, had a gerbil that died, so it didn't believe it. Well, did it believe in you before then? No, it jumped in the toilet. What, it jumped in the toilet? Did you keep it in the toilet? I thought it would go for a swim. Give it a bath, go for a swim, and just to get it extra excited, don't talk about gerbil death, Dave. Change the subject. But you get the general point. Someone somewhere believed in you. And that's all you need. But it starts inside. If that voice inside your head tells you you're no good at something, ask it a question. Who says I'm no good? It'll say, well, everything around you. I say, okay, what do I have to do to make it better? Well, you probably have to do this. So you're on my side. No, I'm not. Are you not on my side or are you? Where do you live? In your head. Why is Dave Crane talking to himself? I'm just talking through the thought processes of what happens when you start to reason with what's going on in your head. You are worth it, but you need to find things that prove it, because then you can build on that. So as you build it like that, it goes bigger and bigger. You've got a strong structure that you can compare to when things are challenging for you. You fall back on them. So, and let me explain that before, by the way, embracing core wounds. I'll talk about that in a moment. Let me explain about compounding. It's a thing that NLP people will know, neuro-linguistic programmers and therapists and doctors and hypnotherapists will know this as well. Compounding, certainly when it comes to your mind, is supposing anybody who's had an argument with their partner, right? You know when you have an argument with your partner, it's left unresolved, so maybe it's about that level, okay? And then there's another argument that goes on top, and there's another argument that goes on top, and that argument that goes on top and top, and they're unresolved. Until a point, I'm playing one banana, two banana, or one potato, isn't it? It doesn't matter. So it all goes up to the point where you can't see your face when you're doing a live broadcast. And then all it takes is one tiny little argument, one wafer thin mint, as Monty Python would say, on top of it, and suddenly you have this huge argument. And the huge argument comes out of a tiny little thing, but because it's compounded all the way, all that argument comes in and throws its weight behind that tiny little niggle that should have just been ignored, or you would have got over. That's why it's important to just say sorry and move on without all that stuff compounding. But it's also useful for you because the more that you stack up your victories and your successes, when you go up against something really difficult, it can't push back too far against the successes that you've got going on in your mind. So collect them, put them in a scrapbook, put them on social media, have a look through. It doesn't matter what you do to collect them, as long as you've got something strong to fall back on. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's clear as mud, Dave. Thank you. Okay, so embracing your core wounds is important, and we all have things that hold us back. We've all got things that tell us we're not very good. For me, I've mentioned this many times before, and I do embrace it. I grew up, as you may have realized, a kid of mixed color, mixed race. My dad was white, my mum was darker. And so I grew up in mostly white areas in Scotland and in England. And at first in Scotland, I had a really hard time because it was the 80s and I was English. And there were challenges in those days, not so much now. And then when we moved to England, it was a lot easier to do stuff. But I had a chip on my shoulder in those days, 70s and 80s, believing that people didn't like me or people wouldn't let me fit in. And I realized that the successes I've had throughout my entire life are based on the fact that I never believed I would fit in. So I had to try extra harder to prove that I was worthwhile. Does that make sense to you? The idea that you're working extra hard to prove that you're worthy to people. When you do it properly, you end up in a situation where people do actually get it and they want to work with you. So this is me, despite my core wounds. So going back again, that little kid on stage there, wondering what's going to happen after the show because, you go back to normal life. And I wasn't saying I was getting bullied. I didn't really get bullied that badly anyway. It's microaggressions, little bits where you're just not invited to the top table or you're just not invited to a party and you're wondering what it is and think, is it that or is it something else? You might know from yourself who've had microaggressions. It's amazing, actually, how many people who've never had microaggressions who just think I'm making it all up. My entire life, my entire career is built out of that. And you're thinking about it and saying, well, Dave, how would microaggressions make that big difference? Anybody of color, anybody of disability, anybody of different gender preferences, LGBTQ+, any females will know the amount of times that they've just been treated slightly differently or slightly less by somebody. And it might seem like a throwaway thing, and if you pick on it and flag it up, people say, oh, you're just being paranoid. But remember what I said about stacking. Remember when all these things stack up, suddenly you carry around this big chip and it's only made of little things, and to other people they think it's trivial, but not when you've had to carry it your entire life. That's what I'm talking about. That's why it's so important to understand this. And that's why I wanted to share with you those things. And then you get little victories that matter. People that you've helped along the way. Rugby Sevens, as I pointed out earlier, we ran it for about 20 years. And I teach people even now how to speak, be the best in their industry, and how to close deals. As of recently, one of our clients did a deal with 2.5 million euros, just purely because she was able to turn around and represent herself properly in a meeting. And the client turned around and said, that's the person that we want. Amazing, isn't it? Okay, so trust and credibility are incredibly important. Collect evidence, be who you can be, and every chance you get, do stuff that's outside of your comfort zone. And what will happen is the more you do that's outside of your comfort zone, I'm not saying jump off a plane with no parachute, that's just stupid. But I'm saying step up, jump and take risks, jump and grow wings on the way down. You'll start creating this incredible body of work and experiences and proof that you are as good as you say you are. And that means that later on you'll be able to turn around and have that evidence, whether you're going for a job or you're launching your own career again, or you're launching a business or a side hustle. When people turn around and say, why should we work with you? You'll say, because I've done this, I've done that, and I've done this before, and that's why it's going to work for you as well. And what do people say after that? Most of the time they go, okay, I believe you. There's trust, there's credibility, and there's a fact, you know what, I think that you've got a level of certainty that you will work to get things done. This is one of the mistakes that people make. I'm not going to do a show today all about sales, but most people think that what you do in sales is show everybody stuff that you can do. As in, look at this, I will do this for you, and that for you, and that for you, and that for you. Nobody cares. We expect you to be good at it. Tell me how I will benefit. Tell me what difference having you working with me will make my life better. So when I talk to people about doing my industry icon program to be able to position them as thought leaders, so the rest of their industry turns around and goes, wow, it means to go from being invisible to visible, to being unemployable or they're doing okay in their business, to suddenly be a sought after speaker or contributor or service provider, because everybody has faith in them because their brand has grown so much and they've spoken on stages. But when we speak on stages and we create a way that people will turn around and say, that's an amazing person, I really want to work with them again, then that means more people put them on more stages and it grows. Do you see how that works? No? Well, you're not paying enough attention. Put your phone down and watch this. All right. So I've already proven about that, and it's important that you learn to speak on stage. That's one of the key things to everything. When you know how to speak on stage, you can command any audience anywhere. Now, I know what you're going to think. You're going to say, Dave, yeah, but speaking on stage, that can't be the entire business model. And it's not. Speaking on stage does not mean just holding a microphone. Let me show you this diagram. Okay, so this is how you create your legacy. Speaking is also about the voice in your head and how you translate that to be used elsewhere. So the obvious thing is the yellow circle, speaking live, owning every audience offline and online. That's simple. That's like this show that I'm doing now, podcasts and so on. But you've also got mentoring and coaching, or having followers and fans. You've also got global reach for your normal products and services. That's the red one there. And you can influence others to work with you and buy stuff from you. And you can also work to close deals for others by connecting them with other people who want their services and get commission on the back of that. This is a business model I work with all my clients when it comes to creating your industry icon position or your position as a game changer. And as you can see there, the finances involved in it can be incredible when you do it right. And that's what we work towards. Does that make sense? Yes, Dave. Thank you so much. Do answer your own questions and talk to yourself. Okay, going back. So speaking on stage is incredibly important. Getting onto a big stage to talk to big audiences can be really effective. I'm not going to show you this, or should I? Okay, this is how you think when you're talking. This is about how to get the Wi-Fi code of 3,000 strangers, where most of them are wearing headsets. They don't understand the word you're saying, but what they will do is have it repeated in their heads by translators. So this is me hosting a big event in Dubai. See what happens next.
I want to check where everybody's from, because we've got 10 different languages being translated to us right now. We've also got the entire world watching us on Facebook Live and many other channels as well. How many people are here from, say, China? Yep. How many people are here from Europe? The USA? How about people coming from maybe Australia? About 3 people over there, fantastic. Move around all the time and keep cheering, it works that way. How many people are here from India? How many people are here from the Philippines? What about Africa? What about Africa? Alright, how many people are here from Dubai? Today, we're one global family.
So you see what I did there? I got the Wi-Fi code of the audience. I talked to them the way that you need to talk to people to get them to buy in. And when you get them collectively, it doesn't matter who they are, where they are from, or even if they don't speak the same language, they'll speak your language and you can bring them in. But that only starts when you believe in yourself, and you need to create evidence to yourself that you are that good. Are you with me so far? Is this a useful session for you? Are you getting a lot out of it? Then let me know and tell your face. Make your face smile. This is really useful for you, and it turns into cash as well when you start using this in your business and your relationships and all the stuff that goes with that. Okay, so now how do you crack imposter syndrome and unleash your authentic success? I've got some questions for you here. First of all, do you feel like a fraud at work? Is this something that bugs you, something that bothers you? Then the odds are that you're doing the wrong thing at work. Why are you using work as your credibility? Your work is your business card. They're paying you to do a job. That's not the whole you. The whole you is a lot of different things involving your cat, your dog, your family, your friends, your colleagues, your hobbies, your history, your future. Work is just somebody paying you by the hour to turn up. So your fraud is not a fraud. All it is just a version of you take to work. Excuse me. Another question. Are you comparing yourself to others? Many people do. Stop thinking about yourself like everybody else. You're not like anybody else. You're special. And I mean special in the best possible way. As in, you are unique. So just enjoy that. Other people are on their own journey and they get to where they are in a completely different way. So let me give you, for example, this as a process. So when we go to this is when we talk about doing the industry icon journey. So this is the roadmap, and it goes on a long path. I won't spend too long in it with you, but you can see that it's a long path to go through with different stages, different experiences, different ways to feel, different bits of evidence to work on, and proof that you are good as you do. Everybody on that journey will produce different results, guaranteed. So you don't need to think of yourself like anybody else, because there's nobody else on the same journey as you in life or otherwise. And that includes your family, your friends, your kids, and your animals too. All right. So stop comparing yourself to other people. Do you attribute your success to luck? Well, luck. If you talk to somebody who's an entrepreneur about luck, most of them will turn around and say luck is no such thing. It's all about being prepared when the opportunity comes along, and then it looks like luck. So I'm ready to do something, and I'm waiting. It's here now. Hey! People say you're so lucky. I'm not lucky. Everything I've created, I've done myself. Have I been helped by people along the way? Yeah, lots of times, but they wouldn't do it if they were going to make fools of themselves. They do it because Dave's ready, or because I pay them, or because they get some benefit out of it. Maybe the benefit is they feel better. Doesn't matter. But you don't get success out of luck. You do success out of working really, really hard, and then you've gone so far that things have to happen. I remember chatting to a friend of mine and saying, well, how do you get to connect with all the big guys in your industry? And the previous answer was great. When you're ready, they'll find you. Now, the way I do it is very simple. Forget the big guys, be a big guy, and then they've got no choice but to pay attention to you, because if they ignore you, it's at their peril. Trust me, they'll know. All right, next up is this. Are you afraid of being exposed as incompetent? Well, guess what? I'm incompetent myself. Am I an idiot? No, I'm actually really good at what I do, but I get things wrong, I make mistakes, and it's part of my learning curve. Move on. Move on. Do you overwork to cover up? Sometimes you do. You compensate and work too hard. There's nothing wrong with putting in a lot of hard work, but you also need to put in a lot of play. It's a balance between the two. You need to make sure that when you do work really hard, you also allow yourself some time to just stand still or sit still or just have nothing going on and recharge your batteries. The key to it is really this, and I'll share this with you. I won't spend too long in it. This is the hedgehog concept. This is something that you can read from the books by Jim Collins, Good to Great, and Built to Last, a brilliant books all about business. And it's what do you need to do to be able to last for 100 years? Well, you won't last 100 years, but your business will. It's got to be based on a couple of things. And he studied companies to see what made them last so long. First of all, you've got to be doing what you're best at doing. That's a blue circle. Then what you're passionate about, which is a red circle. And what people will pay for, a green circle. When you've got all three aligned, you've got a win, and it will work for you. If you're not doing that, then you're going to feel like you're going to work all the time. It's going to feel hard work because you don't do what your passion says you should be doing. For me, I'm blessed, but again, not lucky. I do what I love. I talk a lot. I do shows. I stand on stages, get paid to entertain and host and all this kind of stuff. Is it luck? No. I work really hard on creating it, and so could you. But there's a way of doing it. Join our communities, by the way, and I'll show you exactly how. Okay, so next up is this. Do you shy away from challenges? Are you worried about things going wrong? I've already mentioned about this. What about things go right? Sometimes you've got to put your name forward. I remember years ago when I was first going to do rugby sevens, very first morning of being in charge of it, I was thinking, I can't do this. And so I'm there driving my big red Jeep at the time because I was single, so I could drive wherever I wanted without the family going, it's windy in here. So I'm in my big red Jeep driving along to the rugby sevens. I'm thinking, I'm in charge of all the entertainment. I've got a team relying on me, and I don't think I can do this. What if people turn around to me and say, Dave, you're no good? Or you made a mistake, or you made a fool of yourself, or that decision is costing us a fortune. How dare you? Who do you think you are? And then I thought, well, Dave, you're a life coach. Ask yourself better questions. So I thought to myself, okay, right, Dave, ask a good question. Good question could be this. So you're in charge of running the event. And this is true for your work. This is true for your job. This is true for your relationships. You're in charge of running this event. Why would somebody choose a criteria for putting somebody in charge? Well, they'd have to know the event, know the sport, know the people to go to, have a team that was very good, know music, know the audiences, know the locale, the things you can and can't say when you're going to do stuff in a foreign country. You've got to be thinking on your feet. You've got to have lots of entertainment experience. Okay, you've got those criteria. Who would you choose, Dave? And I went, Dave Crane. And then penny dropped. That's why they chose me. That's why people have chosen you in your relationships, in your business, in your job, your clients, everything, because you are already there. You are you. It's not by accident. So therefore, if you do mess up or you do get something wrong, that's learning curve. That happens. But you're also the best qualified person to be in that position to do it. So take a chill pill, relax, and just do what you do. Does that make sense? Is that useful? Good. All right. So next up, do you feel unworthy of your achievements? Well, feel unworthy, give them to somebody else if you want, but you've achieved them, so you might as well flag them out there and say, look, this is me, this is what I do. I'm really proud of myself, I wish you could be proud of me too. And if people don't do that, then that's because they're busy doing their own stuff. Remember, everyone's thinking what's in it for me, about them. So whatever you do with your achievements and so on, let them know that that's just your journey, but you'll help them with their journey as well, like I do with you every time I do this show. Do you downplay your success? Most people do, and I think it's a big mistake to do that. I show you every show things that I've done. I've shown you what people say about me, why people want to work with me, and all those different things. Why would I do that? Because I've got a massive ego? Maybe. I don't think so, but you might think I have. But the reason I do it is because someone out there might turn around and say, right, I need to work with Dave. He's exactly what I'm looking for. Or they might turn around and say, there's a bit of inspiration. If Dave can do it, we can do it. I mean, look, I am not the best looking fella in the world. I'm going grey. I've got a bit of a ponytail going on, you know. No, it's not that impressive. It's not. But the fact is that I'm still doing what I said I was going to do. And there might be other people who look $1,000,000 better than me who can't do what I do. That's why I still put it out front and center. And it's not out of insecurity. It's because if people don't want to work with me, fine. Next. You should think the same way. So get yourself out there with the stuff that you do and sing up your praises. Let people know how good you are at what you do, and people will love you for it. Yeah, there'll be detractors and people who are jealous. Ignore them. Move on. All right. Next up is this. Do you fear failure? Do you worry about what people are going to say about you? Worry about getting stuff wrong? Again, it's learning curve. Learn and move on. If you get it wrong and people sack you, well, don't do it again next time. But you'll be fine. Do something different and learn from it. It's all learning curve. One day when we have no time left on this planet, then it's time out. Game over. Whistles blown. Rest well. Until then, the party still continues. Deal? All right. Last thing is this. Are you ready to overcome imposter syndrome? If that's the case, then just do it. Throw yourself into it. Once you've joined our communities, we are there to help you, by the way. Starting point would be this. Get the QR code that's here and available. Get your phone, join. In fact, you just need to go to the website, register for this, and you can download it straight away. Check your email, and I'll send you this book. It's a free PDF on the 10 strategies you need to be able to guarantee to fast track your career. It'll change your life. It's worth millions of dollars to you if you use it correctly for the rest of your life. And also, as I mentioned, if you want to get something tangible, more tangible, with some training on LinkedIn, training on how to master LinkedIn, how to create a messaging map that your clients will want to work with, building your personal brand, how to get onto people's podcasts, and also how to really create that relationship with the outside world, then this is for you. The Personal Branding Accelerator is specially created to allow you to be positioned as the very best at what you do. Have a look at this. If you're a decision maker who's worried you're wasting time missing out on great clients, even losing money, you can fix it immediately with the Personal Branding Accelerator program. I help game changers like you build a personal and business brand that automatically attracts clients who want to invest in you. Imagine waking up and feeling unstoppable because your ideas turn into dollars every time. Get booked onto podcasts, master LinkedIn, and attract clients immediately with the Personal Branding Accelerator program, and discover the future successes you deserve right now. And that's available right now. If you want to speak on stage, all you need to do is go along or check my comment section on this particular broadcast. You'll see all the details of that. Do you have any questions, any challenges? Are you thinking, oh, that's too much, Dave? Well, watch it again. Share it with friends. I'm here now. You can contact me directly through the places where you find me. This could be broadcast on LinkedIn. It could be on Facebook. It could be on YouTube. It could be on Twitter. Or you could even be watching on Instagram. Doesn't matter. Just connect with me and ask me questions, and I'll help you wherever I am. I've got lots of different programs, whether it's individual mentoring or getting you in with a community of people who are game changers, or even joining our free WhatsApp group. It's something that'll change your life forever. And if you're due to join, that'd be great, but I don't know what that means. If you do decide to join at the highest level, then that's the Industry Icon program. My book will be coming out soon, which is going to help you to go, oh my goodness, that's it. I know, I've seen the light. And it's up there. Just press that button. Oh, it's gone off again. You need to change your bulbs. But it really helps you to get to where you need to be. Okay? Once again, this is the journey you need to go on. And I will share with you more on this and more on imposter syndrome. Meanwhile, join our community. It will change your life. I guarantee that once you do it, everything will become so much easier for you. So I hope you got a lot out of today's session. Once again, I mentioned it was all about helping you to become the very best that you can be. We asked a very simple question, and the simple question was all about this: how to crack imposter syndrome and unleash your authentic success. I hope we've done that for you. Let me know in the comment section. Join our communities. Start changing your life. Change yourself first, then changing other people outside. Let me share with you exactly why you need to. You know when you fly in a plane, or if you're not been on a plane for a little while, they're the big metal things that go like that. No, that's my hand. But you get the point. You know what a plane is. So when you fly in a plane, in the old days, and now it's on the video, the air stewardesses used to stand at the front of the plane and say, right, the fire exits are here, 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 and here. And they said, if a fire should break out and the oxygen mask comes down, put it on yourself before you put it on anybody else. And you might think, well, no, I'm going to look after my kid because, I want to make sure they're okay first. Now, I can take a big deep breath. No. The reason you do that You put it on yourself before you put it on your kid is because if you put it on your kid and you can't breathe, your kid's not going to carry off a plane. You both perish. But if you have it on you, you can pick up your kid, carry them off a plane, and then, what's it called, the kiss of life, you can bring them back to life again, or somebody can help you. That's the whole point in this. You work on yourself first. And once you've worked on yourself and you've grown who you are, then you can contribute and help other people's lives. That's what I do in what I do. My own successes I've had so far, and this is just the beginning of my own success I'm sharing to you as we speak now, is all about contribution. I want to create a legacy that matters, a legacy that makes a difference to other people. And I'll do it my own lifetime, so I'm not waiting to see, was it okay? I know it's okay because I live it every single day. You should do the same as well. I guarantee it will change your life, it'll make you happy, and you deserve to be the best that you can be. I'll catch you soon on the next episode. Meanwhile, check out the podcasts on Spotify, on iTunes, or just go to Speak on Stage. We've got 3 seasons of all this kind of stuff waiting to help you. I look forward to catching you next time, live on Speak on Stage.